Here we are.
Can't hear the music.
You can't. You couldn't hear that?
No, it's not playing. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe it's just me.
I wonder if anybody watching could hear it. Anyway, we had our music going. I could hear it on my end. We're here for another show, so come on up and talk about whatever. I went on Machines last night. They had some weird frog character guy. They kept calling us all bitch-ass slaves.
Which we are, of course. Yeah. Absolute bitch-ass slaves.
Yeah, I don't feel like a slave.
I don't either. I'm just joking. I was being sarcastic.
And there was some streaming drama. What was it? Oh, it was from Machines this morning. But I'll leave it to his show. I don't think it's going to be relevant to anybody that really hangs out here. So anyway, that's all we have. I haven't checked the news yet, so I'm looking at that now.
I looked at the news a little bit earlier, but it was same old, same old. I don't know. Nothing particularly new. Nikki Haley's not saying she's not going to drop out, which is ridiculous since she has like zero chance of getting the nomination. But I guess maybe she's vying for VP candidate or something like that, even though I don't think that Trump has any intention of putting her up as VP. People, Biden's overall approval ratings have continued to drop dramatically.
Oh.
I also saw a video from Matt Walsh, which I'm not the hugest fan of, but he actually did a video talking about something that I was talking about on the show the other day about how illegal immigrants get treated. Get special treatment from cops and stuff like that. Like they can basically, literally, they have a policy in some states, I guess, where even if they're illegal and they get pulled over for drunk driving, they just get released.
How is that legal?
I don't know. I mean, it definitely is happening. I mean, there's court records that show it happens. So. I knew the girl the lady that I used to work with that used to brag about it all the time. I don't think she.
But the court record is showing that they're being released specifically because they're an immigrant.
I don't think I didn't they didn't show it on screen for long enough for me to be able to make that judgment. But I mean, there isn't much other reason. All I know is that anybody else that gets caught for drunk driving several times. And especially in this case, he actually killed 2 people. Yeah, it was actually a negligent homicide case, and he got released on barely any bail.
Well, you've drawn a whole lot of conclusions from all that.
Maybe so. I just I mean, he didn't have a license. He was illegal. Didn't have a license. He killed 2 people drunk driving. He already had 4 previous drunk driving convictions.
Right. So, but it doesn't sound like he's one person.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like you can this is happening. Just because you're an immigrant, you're being automatically released from drunk driving consequences.
My understanding of it was that basically it's the amount of trouble it is for them to try to call ICE or whatever like that for immigration type thing. It's a way bigger deal, and then it reflects badly on you as a police officer and stuff like that. So a lot of them they just don't do it.
Well, I do you have a source for any of this? Because I don't. You know how I am about misinformation.
Sure, we don't want to watch the Matt Walsh video on stream, so I'd have to look up his sources. I just watched it a few minutes. I watched it a couple of minutes before Drag Race came on, so I didn't have a chance to look into it for too far. And all my experience is anecdotal, so.
It just something is setting off my fishy
It might be fishy.
Like,
It
well,
might be.
oh, you're an immigrant. Oh, sure, just drive on, sir. No problem. Keep driving drunk. We're not going to bother you tonight. It's not worth it. Have a good day, sir. That just it.
I
My
mean, they took him
fishy
in.
meter is
They
going
took him in.
off.
It was catch and release though, basically. It was catch and release. It wasn't like they didn't do nothing. They took him in to they took him into the he was in jail overnight or whatever. But
Well,
maybe they're doing this to regular drunk drivers too. Maybe they're doing it to non-illegal immigrant drunk drivers too. Either way, I don't think if anybody's being caught drunk driving, especially if they've killed somebody negligently, I don't think they should be released on bond probably very easily at all. I mean, I wouldn't expect if I personally was drunk and plowed into somebody and killed a family like which this guy did, I would not expect to get out on bail like anytime like release it easily.
yeah,
But maybe I should expect that.
I don't know if it's obvious. If I'm not going to see it, then it can't be obvious. I don't know. There's a contradiction in there that I'm trying to
No,
make sense of.
I mean I didn't say it was obvious. I just what I
I'm
would
talking
expect
about
for
this
myself.
comment from Auntie
Uh,
Dearest right here.
oh, okay. I didn't see the comments. I was on. I had the private chat thing pulled up. What is the agenda, Auntie Dearest? Or like what? Like tell us what the agenda is. Because I mean, I don't see any sense. I don't see any sense behind it myself. I don't see any kind of agenda behind it. I don't think it's a conspiracy or something. I think it's a matter of laziness myself. That's my theory on it. It's not that this is like some conspiracy from the top to like to keep illegal drunk driving immigrants in this country. It's that there's so much bureaucracy and red tape in order to actually get immigration involved, especially unless you're like on a border city where ICE is already like really involved. Like you're in like a town like Texarkana, like was like where I came from, right? It's pretty far into Texas. You know, it's not that close to the border. The cops there aren't trained for that sort of thing. They don't have the ability to actually deport people. They don't have like the thing. So in order they have to take somebody in, they have to call in all these things. There's lawyers and everything involved, and like in order for them to actually go through that whole process and everything, it's a massive pain in the ass for them. And so it's kind of the same thing like that happens whenever like a woman gets pulled over for speeding but she starts crying, and like the cop doesn't want to deal with like the crying woman, doesn't want to take the chance of getting accused of being like abusive or harassing them or something like that, and so they just let them go. I think it's that sort of thing. And does that sound reasonable to you?
It sounds like people not doing their job, like
Yeah, exactly.
individuals.
That's my point. It's like it's the people not doing their job. I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy. I'm not saying that it's like something that is happening necessarily on like maybe not on as wide of a scale as it seems. I'm just saying like like I don't get around that much. And I mean I've encountered it. So I'm just saying like I just think that I think that it's a matter of like I said, like there's a bunch of red tape and a bunch of bureaucracy involved in that whole situation. There's a bunch of like a bunch of optics type things that as a cop, like you don't want your career ruined because like because like you get put on you get painted as a racist in the media or something like that for like getting someone deported or something like that. So it just seems like it's just easier just to let them go. I think that's my theory anyway. And I mean it's not maybe based on anything, but besides just like what it looks like to me, I don't think that I think it's one of those things where I'm attributing to incompetence, which some people would attribute to malice. I don't think it's the malice. I
This
think
is all from the Matt Walsh video.
no. This is my own experience too.
Oh,
I don't think that like in Texarkana, whenever like that lady would get pulled over for speeding constantly, which she did, I don't think that the cops that were letting her go and not giving her tickets, I don't think they were doing that because of the fact that they just didn't care because she was an illegal immigrant, she didn't have a license. It was that this is a huge headache for me to deal with. So it's much easier just to like let them go and just hope they don't hurt anybody, kind of thing. As opposed to like someone who's a legal citizen where like they can easily just like write the ticket and like have them show up and hold them accountable for it. I think that that's the main reason why illegal immigration. It's one of the main reasons why illegal immigration is an issue, is because there isn't like there aren't the laws aren't set up for illegal immigrants. for citizens. So it's just the only real option is deportation and that sort of thing, and that's a major ordeal, and you can get called racist and all this other stuff too. So.
Hey,
I'm saying
Chuck.
it's
Good morning.
What's up,
incompetence.
fellas?
Yeah, what's up, Chuck?
Well, I know one thing, Jeff. That was a piss poor argument on TML's last night.
Which part? There were so many. I had to
The
step
part
back while everybody else was arguing so much.
I'm
You don't
just
need to.
amazed at how fascinated people are with procuring the drug trade. I'm totally confused by it. That seems to be their number one issue with everything. And when I say drugs, I'm talking about weed too.
I mean,
Everyone just
I think
go ahead.
weeds. I just think weeds probably only a concern in like border states, pretty much. I think beyond that, I think most states are pretty much like moved on past like weed as a drug. But yeah,
Well, I'm just saying they claim, okay, I'm not a druggie, I'm not addicted, but yet I'm going to use it every day because I want to. Mentality, you know, I don't get it.
This happened on machines last night.
Yeah, maybe you had already left because it was nuttier than a fruitcake over there last night.
I know it was getting that way even when I was on it. Hey, Hank.
Where's
Yes.
your equity? If you don't come with equity,
Oh
you got
yeah,
to
the
leave.
equitable equitable. What did he call it? We were bitch ass slaves.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. People bond over drugs. I'm not big on drugs, and I barely bond with people, so that's why.
yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
find it
People do bond
fascinating.
over drugs. That is very true.
Are you saying like the people on the streams that are on the same drugs are bonding?
Yeah.
With each other and their spouses. I think. I mean, Rent probably the same MBTI type. He has a family and businesses and everything, but he was also deep into the drugs,
Yep.
and I wasn't.
He said he was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that about him.
Like a weed dealer or a drug dealer, like a
I
hard drug
don't
dealer?
know.
Okay.
He
I mean,
just
like,
said drug.
I think Flo has mentioned like dealing like meth or coke or something like
Yeah.
that for it.
Yeah, Rent, Flow, Illumitomy.
I mean,
But
I will say like there is a bond amongst drug users. I've been
Yeah,
in those circles
this
before.
the criminal underworld. No wonder it felt so familiar.
I know it's not a popular opinion, but just one that I hold.
Which is what?
All this this great camaraderie around, I'll just say I'll use marijuana. Like that's the most important thing that we're facing. And it's like
There is a lot
that's
of that.
far that's far from the most important issues we're facing.
I will say like I've seen more people on in the panelverse that are more they're doing pot on stream and getting high on stream, constantly, a lot more than
Yep.
I really would have expected. Like
Yep.
I didn't really expect it to be so blatant. I didn't realize how upfront people were about that kind of thing. It is a little weird. It was always like something like kind of kept to yourself or like amongst your little circle, and like
And I'm sorry. If I got kids, the last thing I want to do is teach them to use some mind altering substance.
Yeah, me too.
So, Chuck, what's your biggest issue right now?
My biggest issue would probably be the border situation, the immigration situation.
We were just talking about that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about when you came on.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Chris thinks they have special privileges and they get to
They do.
That's not what I said.
drink and drive.
I said I think it's count. I think I counted up to incompetence, not to like them giving special privileges. I think that it's a matter of laziness on the parts of the cops, and like the fact that it's a major ordeal to try to go through like the importation process and everything. And I think they would just rather not. I think they'd rather move on and ticket somebody who they're or deal with somebody that they can more easily process than they can someone who doesn't have citizenship or something like that. I don't think that it's a.
And you think this is the
conspiracy or something.
norm, not like an occasional lazy employee?
It
Absolutely.
might be. It might be either one. I don't know.
It's-
I mean,
it's
I'm not
normal.
out there.
Where is it coming from, though? The
it's a
Matt
norm.
Walsh video, or is it
Here-
just your writer's brain? at
Here's
work?
the thing: it's the norm because I know Paul Enslaved and Wizard exploit the same loopholes to not having to carry papers, so it's the norm.
Well, what are you talking about? They're just giving out driver's license to illegals now. IDs and driver's license. For no charge.
I don't know. My understanding is that it varies from state to state.
Yeah, it does. Was you on there last night when that girl named Poop showed up?
Um,
I didn't
No.
see that one.
I was on
Oh
there
my.
when
I think I was, but he was hiding everybody. He was like showing one person at a time. So I think I was in the back.
yeah.
But who shows up with the name of Poop?
Yeah, I don't know what she
Who
was about.
does? I was there when Pops was going out and on black people and saying this, so that was
I
funny.
remember that. I had questions. I couldn't get them in.
All black people are Satanists. Okay, that's a good
Well,
one.
he
No,
doesn't
he's,
like.
he's on an anti-Satanist crusade.
Yeah.
he doesn't even understand what
Pop?
Satanist means, though.
You talking about Pop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nut job.
Yeah. Pretty much everyone who doesn't believe exactly the same thing he does is a Satanist.
But at least I got my Satanist badge back on the chart, on Ranch chart. So I'm back in the category.
Oh, you're a Satanist in good standing?
Yeah, and Speakeasy, me and Speakeasy and some other person.
Yeah.
And Speakeasy is not a Satanist, as I've heard at all. I think he
that's
fits in
what
with the
the
ortho.
snake people are telling Rant.
He seems to be an ortho bro, as far as I can tell. But
Yeah. Yeah. I'm classified as a fedora, which usually just
That's
means
right.
atheist.
Hey Chuck, what kind of cigarettes you smoke?
Usually Camel Blues.
Blue.
What kind of coffee do you drink?
Whatever I can lay my hands on.
What makes
some
your
of that-
psychoactive drugs better than mine?
No. You misunderstood what I was saying.
Maybe.
I wasn't bashing them. I was just talking about the overzealousness. Seems like the whole commitment is just strictly about the pot scene. You know,
What are you talking about specifically?
people on panels.
What panel?
God.
I'm pretty dedicated to pot, but it's not. I don't make it a part of my personality.
No, you don't. And that's
It's a
what
tool.
Yes, I give you credit for that. And you don't
I
make
don't
it
I don't see it coming up much, honestly. Not this one.
I don't
issue.
either.
I mean, I see people doing it, but they've always been.
yeah.
The only person's the machine lies, but that's because it streams goddamn half a day long.
Cool.
True.
And Paul Enslaved. That's the only two people, and he barely even shows it. So he doesn't take breaks for it. So it's really not a big deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I don't, but no one spends time talking about it. It's never brought up as an issue.
Yeah. My biggest issue right now is that charts. I'm gonna make a database of the panelists and categorize them in Chris Voss's negotiator system.
Are you gonna come up with create your own chart?
multiple charts. Yeah, multiple.
charts.
Good.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put it into a database first.
Make
then
a
try
tier
to make a
list.
generator.
Going in the database.
Make a tier list instead of a category list. Make a tier list for everybody.
Based on which metric?
I don't know, just your own personal opinion.
Well, I had to walk up to that. If you don't know the metric, I can't make a tier list yet. So I'm gonna work on categorizing first, and once we figure out a metric to use, then we can generate a tier list from that.
A tier list and just who's the best, just the best panelists, you know.
Best, I don't know what best means.
Oh Lord.
Other than me, I don't know what best means.
I know it'd be your opinion, like who you like the best.
Me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. You're gonna put yourself at the top. That's obviously, that's obvious. But I mean, like, you gotta put other people underneath that. You're gonna have your special Hank tier for just Hank, and then you're gonna have everybody else.
There's only two tiers: me and not me. There's no point in making a list.
Oh well, okay then.
Yeah, I don't know what Pops was arguing about last night. He was arguing about everything, no matter what anybody said.
Yeah, he's acting as bad as an ortho bro. I mean, if he keeps this up, Rant's gonna make a video about him.
I don't know, but somehow I snuck into the background at some point, and they left me alone because that frog guy came on and was even more irritating.
5 fingers or 5 something?
5 speed.
Yeah, 5 speed.
Okay.
Yeah, I walked off when Pops made the suggestion, and it was time for my nap anyway, so I had work in the morning. So
yeah, because Pops and I was ready to fight, and then that guy jumps in.
Yeah,
and me and Pops are both like thinking he was weird.
Yeah,
and then we realized that there's nothing for me and Pops to fight about when this guy's around. He's like crazier than anything any of us could say.
Yeah, and I already did the Pops what Rant did to Steven, so there's really not much more for me to do.
I found it fascinating when Wizard talked about he's living off of his wife's government retirement.
I don't know.
I guess he's a juggler.
You know all the gossip.
Yeah, I guess.
No, he talked about that last night.
Yeah, he did. So I guess Wizard's a juggalo. I mean, gigolo. Nice work, Wizard, for being the best gigolo.
Well, let me fight against the system, but yet let me live off the system.
Why not?
I live off the system.
Yeah, I don't see a big deal. I don't see living off the system is a big deal. It's a good strategy, in my opinion. If a good strategy makes you a bitch ass slave, then why not be one? And I don't see an issue.
Me either. I mean, I paid in, I earned what I get, so I can't complain.
Yeah, it's not a one size fits all, So
exactly.
If the shoe fits, wear it, I guess. But
so you don't mind being a slave, Hank?
Not really. If like the master's never around to tell me what to do, what difference does it make?
Well, if you don't go anywhere to see the master, then I guess.
If the master's not around to order me around, it doesn't.
Where would you go to see the master, Mitch?
In public, police. There's police everywhere.
I mean, but
they're not the master.
Yeah, they are. They got the power.
They're just bureaucrats. They push papers. Who cares?
Some power.
No, they also fucking shoot bullets.
I'm used to the police being like your friend's brother that you went to school with, or the janitor's son, or something like that. Like they're people from the community that and so I never took them seriously as these people that had all this power and authority. They weren't representative of any kind of system.
Not anymore. A lot of times it's people that got bullied and low IQ, and now they got a vengeance against the world and something to prove. That's what
they still have to do their job right, though. Like
Like
they
Officer
can't. They
Snap.
can only go so far with.
They don't have to. I mean, yeah, if their job is inherently corrupt and
I don't
fucked
think
up,
it's
then
inherently corrupt. I don't think the job itself.
where
is
did
corrupt.
cops originate from? Like where does
Keystone, I think, right?
yeah, fucking slave chasers, right?
They probably had cops before that.
Yeah, they're before that. They branched from the military. So probably
Well,
grown.
yeah, I mean, we definitely have militarized police now for sure.
Well,
That's what it
a
is.
lot of that comes from the fact that they're hiring so many ex-military.
Well, it's an extension of the military. It's all it is. It's,
Policy enforcement.
I mean, I'm 63 years old.
what are they
And
enforcing? They're enforcing military tribunals, essentially.
They're just enforcing whatever they have the jurisdiction
just
to enforce.
whatever
Right.
society dictates.
No, not quite. I don't think society decided. There's an overarching force that you're not recognizing. People don't get to just decide. You know, we didn't decide to end up where we are today as a society. You know, there's people controlling, calling the shots, and
I don't think so.
you
Who
don't
is
think so?
they?
They are,
The snake
like
people.
no, I don't. They are the people like actually you. Yeah, I would consider you one of them.
Me?
You know, the
Or-
people that are in support of the system, but then want to fight people who want to separate from the system because they realize and recognize something wrong with it.
Well, now
You
we'll
know,
have it all sorted out for us that the AI is here.
Hello.
You got his voice back?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Where you got the coop?
Yeah, I got the whooping cough.
Oh boy.
Can the AI
Yeah.
talk for you, where you don't have to use your voice?
Affirmative.
Are we going to be able to tolerate it?
As long as we don't get the robot voice.
No, I'm not. I'm done with the robot voice, dude. My whooping cough is already robot enough.
Yeah, you were supposed to stay away till it got better.
I'm just testing stuff, so I was just seeing if it worked or not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
He's got to get us fixed, yeah.
But
I
I'll
gotta do
talk
what?
if you want to. What are you guys talking about?
About like the secret the police or
no, it's nothing
serving-
secret about it. It's right
it's
in
an
the open.
extension of the military, and they carry out military policy above and beyond the laws that they actually carry out in their jurisdiction.
Who said above and beyond? You're just adding shit now.
Well, you're adding the whole military connection.
No, I'm not. You can
Just
pull
because
it.
they're hiring former military doesn't mean that
No,
they're
I
carrying
didn't
out
bring that
military
up.
goals.
That wasn't.
I said that about the
well,
former military.
Whoever said that.
Yeah. Well, it's the conversation's already too convoluted to really go anywhere, I guess. But
I'm sure iPhi could find somewhere to take it.
What do you want to talk
Out
about?
into the woods.
I was just
Did you
pointing
hear
out
that?
the hypocrisy, really, about the weed thing, the anti-weed.
Oh, I had forgot all about that.
Oh no, I'm not anti-weed. I mean, what a person wants to do in the privacy of their home is their business.
Yeah, weed's
In
a
my
whole lot less
opinion.
detrimental than cigarettes and probably even coffee, all sorts of things. YouTube, the internet,
YouTube
you
is
know,
by far the most addictive.
lifestyle
substance.
choices are really what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Weed or secret police?
I don't
What's
know.
You wanna
the
buy
That
some?
was one of the topics at some point.
How's my audio? Am I too loud or too quiet?
That's good.
I who you asking?
Is it normal or is it like louder or
Um,
quieter than usual?
I
Is
hear
that
you
your AI
good.
voice?
Okay, I was just curious. So I think that the police should stay out of our weed. I agree.
Hell yeah.
In most places, they do.
Can I play a music clip to see if it's super loud?
No,
Oh.
I get copyright strikes.
How long can you play music before you get strike?
None.
About 6
Zero.
seconds.
Like 6 seconds? Oh shit, never
Yep.
mind. Never
It's
mind.
short.
Yeah, you just have to pick music that won't strike you.
Oh yeah, like the free range music that YouTube gives you.
Yeah,
Yep.
the YouTube one, the Creative Commons music, the music you find packs from
We have the entire Chris collection here.
By the way, can you hear the audio from your show in my background? Or do you just hear me talking?
I just
I
hear you
don't.
talking.
I don't either.
Okay, I was afraid it was gonna like echo the audio since it's like in my background, you know.
Hopefully the bot won't hear it.
Okay, I was just checking. So, good news, Hank. I got so bored today, I created a YouTube channel.
Whoa.
Took you long
What's it,
enough.
I know.
what's it called?
You'll never guess.
iPhi.
Conservative.
It's called iPhi. Hank's the
Oh,
smart
is
one.
it?
You want to put
So I'm trying to like see how much, like effort it's worth, but I haven't really, set it up yet or anything. So
Yeah,
you
I
don't
need to
have the
finish
link?
setting up mine stuff too. What I need to do is make sure my videos show up on multiple networks at the same time, and that's gonna take some plumbing.
but I'm also going to be
Are
like,
we on your channel now?
no, I can put you on my
Recording.
channel if you want to. Do you want to see if that'll
Well,
work?
what's behind you in the background?
My browser.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Stream to
You're not.
this to your audience works as long as you activate your streaming a
All
day
right, hold
before.
on. Let me stream this show live on mine, and then we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
Do you
put
mind
your-
if I? Hey Jeff, do you mind if I use your content on my channel? To have your permission?
You talking about stream this to your channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. It should let you at the top. In the
Okay.
upper
Hold on.
right.
While we're talking, at least after I leave, I'll stop streaming. But
Yeah. That's fine.
He doesn't care.
Okay, that's not good. I didn't think you
You don't
would.
have
That's
no
fine.
audience anyway, so I
As
don't.
Yeah, I
long as
have
you
like.
worship.
But neither you, Jeff.
Yeah, we do more of one than he does if he just started his channel.
But if you hit it big and start making millions, he's coming after your ass.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
right.
give you a cut, Jeff. If once I start making billions of dollars, I'll totally cut you in.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's not made for kids.
Did you hear about that January 6th thing the other day?
I don't think so.
January 6th. What does that mean?
You know, the January 6th episode from 2020 or whatever it was. Supposedly, some forensic computer guy went through the video machine and they found 117 deleted videos from January 6th on the government system.
Oh no, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I just read about it the other day, maybe a day or two ago. Now they
Is
want
it
to know why
easier to
100.
use YouTube or StreamYard?
It's about the same.
I find StreamYard a lot easier, especially if you want to bring on guests. You can just
Yeah,
give them.
Streamer is easy. Streamer is very easy.
But are you?
Because I noticed
you're streaming
StreamYard like
live to
automatically.
YouTube right now?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now, according to
Oh, yeah,
YouTube.
look at
So,
that.
do you want me to send you a link? Here,
Sure. You could put
where's
in
the
back.
link? I don't. Share.
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 Yeah.
Copy. Okay. Private chat. There you go,
But
buddy.
you can, at the top of the StreamYard window in the upper right, there should be
I see
something
that. It says stream this to your
and
audience. So
you
should I
should
just
be
click
able
on
to
that?
connect that to your YouTube channel when it streams this to your YouTube
Yeah, I
channel.
already did that too. So that's why I asked which
Yeah.
one's easier or which one's more efficient.
That's StreamYard, I think. Going through it that way.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyways, you're still live on YouTube, so for whatever that's worth.
Okay. Let me see if it's
Anyways.
still okay. Yeah, this is no. That's fine. That's what you wanted, huh?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if it works. So.
Did anybody see Provo the other night wearing a dress on his stream?
I didn't see him wearing a dress. I saw him make the
he
panel
stood
right.
up and showed it off. He was wearing a
It
dress.
sounds like something he would do, though. I can see him in a dress.
Yeah, it seems like something to do.
Yeah, we try to tell him, Auntie. He's
Sorry, Auntie.
You can't
It's
force
technology.
feedback on people. You just give it to them. I do like
And the robot has laryngitis. It's even worse.
That's all right. The government's got it, so don't worry.
Also, if you look at the background, you can see into infinity and beyond.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Ooh, to infinity and beyond. I've heard that somewhere before.
Toy Story.
I know. I've seen it
Okay.
a billion times. I got kids.
Yeah, me too.
There you go, Jeff.
And sisters.
We can start a video discussion channel, like about movies and stuff. Do you want to talk about
We
movies
already
today?
have that on Discord.
No, I'm saying like a stream. Like we could just talk about movies.
We
the
used
whole
to
time.
do that. Every Friday we'd watch a movie and come online.
Toy Story was a good one.
I've never seen. I saw it in German, but I've never seen it in English. But my coworker used to call me Woody, and he'd give me like little Woody
Why have you
dolls.
only seen it in German? Why? How?
Because I was
What?
substituting for a German class, and I had to show it
Oh.
like 5 times that day because she had 5 different hours
I
of
see.
that German.
Okay.
And she's
I
like,
was
just
really
show them
confused. I
the
was like,
Toy
why?
Story
Why?
movie in German. So I
Do you
I
know
watched
German?
it 5 different times in German,
Do you
but
know German?
I didn't know what any of them were
Sprechen Sie
saying. So I
Deutsch?
just followed the plot visually.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
No, not a
Ah.
word of it.
We will ask the questions.
Meine Deutsch ist schlecht.
So I don't know what was going on in that movie. I just know what it looked like visually.
Oh, by the way, Jeff, the robot bobbing up and down isn't me moving. It's just responding to audio.
It's your voice making it go up and down.
Yeah,
So if you don't talk, then it'll just sit there.
yeah. And sometimes it'll just fall off the screen because it thinks you don't want to talk anymore or something. So I don't know.
How
I
does it
can't
know
control
that?
it yet.
What makes it think that?
If I
Um,
not talk, come on.
Check
yeah,
out
if
this
I just
awesome
stop
70s
talking,
vest
it'll.
my dad was getting rid of.
You look like you're going on to a Stranger Things edition.
Right.
Chris, you got to take the shirt off and just wear the
Are you
vest.
trying to compete with iPhi's vest? Is
Nah,
that what
Did
you're
you
doing?
just jump ship?
Jump ship? Jump the shark?
Jump ship.
I don't know what the jump ship means.
It's the line from Back to the Future.
Oh,
We're talking about movies today.
right. We watched some movies last night. We watched
Yeah, and there were some we were going to watch today. I don't remember which ones. Oh, it's
Well, I
not
loaded
available
my.
for things.
I finally
Well,
loaded
I
my
can't fi-
Discord,
I
but I
can't find
couldn't
four
find
things
you.
We are
I
doing
wanna-
True
I wanna support
Detective
things.
later, and the new Dutch Mole.
Yeah, we're gonna watch those. Yeah. True Detective's been really good so far.
Yeah, it really has. It's
I've recently been educating Flow State on all the culture he's missed because he's a millennial and they don't understand what good movies are.
he didn't watch movies. Yeah, I've tried to do that a little bit, but
Well, I think he
And
watched
since for most,
the the Big Lebowski or whatever that was called.
I never could get into that movie.
Big Lebowski
Me
is
either.
pretty good.
That's the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got into their stuff.
By the way, Jack Talcott is a dead ringer for the dude. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What is a good movie? iPhi?
A good movie is the original Blade Runner, starring Harrison Ford.
That's a good movie,
The director's cut or the original cut?
Oh, not the one with all the talking in it. That's the shitty version.
That's the theatrical cut. The
No,
best cut.
I think it was the
I've
second
tried
cut.
to watch
the second
it several
cut.
times. I never could finish it.
Yeah, it's the director's cut. The one that ends with like just the origami thing at the end.
One of the middle cuts was the narration was added.
Yeah, that's the bad one.
That's the shitty one. Don't watch that one. So watch either
but
the
it's-
theater,
it's
the
the-
original, or the newest one, like the final cut, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
What's
is my,
another good movie?
I got my.
Another good movie is the Crow, starring Brandon Lee.
It was all right.
Yeah, The Crow's all right.
I thought you were going to say
Alright.
Fight Club or something like that.
That was awesome.
It's kind of, I don't know. It hasn't aged that well. Last time I saw it, I thought it aged.
Yeah,
kind
I
of poorly.
associate it with a 90s movie.
The 90s were awesome. I like the 90s.
Yeah, it was, but they were also like. What I'm learning is as you age out of the decades, you can see the datedness of
That's
them.
like saying
time.
The Goonies isn't a good movie because it was.
No, the
it was
Goonies
an
is
80s
actually.
movie.
I had to fight my friends over the Goonies because they went all woke, and now they watch the Goonies and they see all this misogyny and stuff that gives them white guilt.
I
and-
just proved you wrong,
Y'all
Jeff.
let people ruin the Goonies. For how can you let somebody ruin the Goonies?
Jeff, I just proved you wrong. The argument is saying that it's a bad movie because it's a product of that generation, and I
it's
disagree.
Not, that's not true. The argument is not true.
You just criticized The Crow because
He
it's
was saying
the 90s
he was saying
movie.
that he was saying that
Yeah,
some
no, but the
movies,
Goonies.
some
That's what I'm
movies,
saying.
it
I
doesn't
think
mean every
that's
movie.
and granted, I haven't seen The Crow since probably the 90s. So, but
Go
I
watch
think
it again.
that's one thing that separates the Goonies from The Crow is that the Goonies doesn't date, like it still holds up even though it's from the 80s, and The Crow, it seems like it belongs in the 90s, and outside of the 90s it doesn't have the appeal that the Goonies has outside of the 80s.
I'll tell you a movie that I will
Okay,
openly
so
admit is not a good movie, but I think that I still love it anyway. Is Gremlins. Gremlins is kind of a
That's a
terrible
good
movie,
one.
but
It's okay. Maybe
It's a
I'm
good, bad
biased
movie, though.
for Goonies because I
It doesn't-
grew up in
it doesn't
I
make
was
any
a Goonies
sense.
kid in the 80s, so maybe
Nothing
I have
doesn't
a
have to
bias
make
for
sense.
the Goonies.
it doesn't have to make sense.
But I still think
You can
it's a good
suspend
movie
your
on-
logic
on
for a
its
good
own
movie,
terms.
Chris.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, like just the rules alone, like the rules for the Gremlins alone don't make any sense. Like think about like just the fact that okay, so you can't feed them after midnight. What the fuck does that mean? Like everything's after midnight, and
It's midnight somewhere. Hey, Chris, does Star Wars make sense?
No, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan either, though.
Oh, see, now you're gonna get mobbed.
There we go.
Did you just take off? Oh shit! Put your clothes back on, dude. TMI.
Stand by Me, is that the one from the 80s?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, that was
Where they find that body.
Will Smith, not Will Smith. Wes Wheaton. The dude.
Will
the Star
Wheaton.
Trek kid.
Will Wheaton.
I get it confused.
What did I
Will
say?
Wheaton. You said Wes
Stand,
Wheaton.
Oh,
Stand
Will
by
Wheaton.
Me. Wait, Stand
Sam by Me is a pretty good movie.
Was that the one about the high
It's
school
all right.
principal? What was that? Lean on Me. I get it confused. With
Lean on
on
me
Me,
now.
yeah.
See, there's a good movie, Jeff.
yeah, no,
I can
agree,
tell
that
you're
was.
cultured. You know your good movies.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Red.
Not bad either. From the same kind of genre.
So, anyways, Red. If the question is what's a timeless classic, so Jeff won't debate me. The Shawshank Redemption is a good movie.
It was okay.
Okay.
I
I'm not the
won't
biggest
debate you
Shawshank
over
fan.
that one. You're right.
It's
Pretty good,
not
though.
generationally dependent to watch that movie.
I haven't
True.
seen it
Very
in,
true.
in a while, but the few rewatches
You need
I
to go
have
see that one again. It's a really good
did
movie,
not
Jeff.
get that impression.
You know what? I finally got to see in theaters, and I finally got to see it from beginning to end because I never actually, my whole life, I had seen Jaws, right? I had seen it because it keeps coming on TV all the time, and I'd always catch like
That's
the
a good
first
one.
half of it, or the last half of it. But then they did a re-release in theaters about, I don't know, 4 years ago, and we went and saw it. And dear God, like if you just like seeing Jaws on the big screen,
It was scary.
in completion. It's such a good movie. I don't think it's scary at all, but I think it's just a
It
damn good
was as a
movie.
kid.
It's so engaging and so interesting. Like Spielberg was the man in his early days, man. He was good. Because most of that movie is nothing but them complain. It's nothing but like politics about like whether or not they can keep the beach open. There's not even that much shark stuff in it. The shark stuff is all in the last like 30 minutes. Like it's mostly just like this sheriff that moves to this new town and he's trying to convince people to close the beach, and that's most of the movie. And then it turns into them going to hunt the shark type thing, and it's so good, man. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I kind of had a bias against it for years just because it was like, it was like the movie that everybody talks about, kind of thing, and like it was completely. I walked out just like a complete believer in Jaws as a great movie after that. Yeah, but I think there's lots of really. I mean, I got to see they did a lot of great re-releases here. They did 2001: Space Odyssey. I got to see the big screen. I saw The Shining on the big screen. They all hold up. They all held up really well. Seeing 2001 on an IMAX screen was pretty cool.
Are you roboting a little, or is that just me?
Not that I can
You're
tell.
roboting
But,
a lot.
Me or Chris?
You.
No, like audio, dude. I'm not talking about the avatar.
No, unfortunately, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
You're coming
Chris
in
was
loud.
roboting on me. I couldn't hear him clearly, but maybe it's
Hey.
my connection.
iPhi, do you know how to take like to take like the whole VTuber thing? Do you know how to like to apply the VTuber thing to a podcast? Like you can take an audio only thing, right? And then could you apply like the VTuber type thing over it, and then have the VTubers but they're speaking the audio type thing?
I don't know it that well yet. You're looking at the extent of my knowledge of this
Well,
stuff.
I don't know what program you're using or anything. I'm just asking because I had an idea.
It's called VC Face.
VC Face, okay.
Yeah.
I just wondering if there's a program like that I can feed audio into and kind of customize like the avatar I want, and then have those avatars like speak the audio for each, like, for because like I'd like to do this. There's a stream type thing I'm working on, but it'll be like, it won't be live. It'll be like a content type thing. But like the idea is like what we would do it, like we would kind of like record it in audio kind of as a podcast, and then we'd add like animated avatars for us, like that would like, that we could like, edit into the thing, and it'd be a lot easier because I don't know any animators. I don't know anybody can do any animation. I can't do it. So like I'm kind of stuck of like, I mean, we could do it in just with cameras and just with our faces. We could do it like that, but I think it would be more interesting to have like a fake set and stuff like that for it.
Yeah.
I want to look like a newscast. But we want to do this thing where it's a clip show where it's kind of a recap of all the panel stream stuff from the week.
Yeah, so that's kind of where the angle I was going, but it's very prototype stage at this point because, like I said, this little femboy model is the most masculine model they had available. So like the rest of them are like totally girly and stuff. So that's why I'm not excited about it yet. But first of all, you have to find a model. Good luck doing that because like you either make your own or you have to find a free one that's laying around, and this is one of the free ones. So
I mean, I probably have enough graphic art skills to make one, or at least to modify one to suit my needs. But I just don't know how to like where to start from with it. I gotta figure all that stuff out. It's an idea that came to me last night, so I have not gotten that far into the thought process behind it yet. But
a lot of the newer Samsung phones will, or the nicer version ones will do it. They got a program. I forget what it's called, like virtual. What's it called? I forget.
Well, Yeah, Mitchell, if you find the links for it, like send them to me in the Discord. I would be
Yeah, I
happy
could look it up.
to.
It's on my phone right now. It might kick me out, but hold on.
Yeah, I've got like I just set up a new very private Discord that's only for people who are gonna be working on these projects that I'm working on, and it's gonna, so if anybody that really wants to contribute to it, wants to like get it, because like what basically like the show we're looking at doing is like it's gonna be like kind of imagine like the Soup, right? You remember the Soup?
It's called AR Zone. Yeah, I remember. I know. I hear you. AR, artificial reality zone, I think, or augmented reality.
That's the name of the app. Okay, cool.
AR zone.
But I don't know if you remember that show The Soup that used to be on E channel,
Yeah, I remember that.
They would have like they basically would introduce kind of like cross between that and the Daily Show, kind of like it would just like we would take clips from Panelverse stuff and also from other YouTube streams and stuff like that, and just like introduce the clip, make a little joke about them, move on. It would just be like just kind of like it was kind of like a little bit of comedy and also kind of a catch up on like what happened in the Panelverse that week, just kind of like to just to kind of make the whole thing seem a little more manageable, I guess. I don't know. It was it was kind of, I think it's kind of a fun idea anyway. But to do it on camera and everything like that, just like to do it in panel form, I think it'd be a lot more fun to do it if like we could record it as audio and then take it and attach like a VTuber type of like avatar. But I could make the VTubers, because I really all I have to do is like shade their faces down a lot and put a hat on them. I could even use like I could just all I have to do is like design them like a trench coat and make, because I want them to be like shadowy looking Fed agents, So
Okay.
It's gonna be called
Sounds good to me.
Fedcast. It's gonna be called Fedcast. So
Word. Well, like I said, my voice is still cash, so I'm not talking much today. Sorry.
it's all right, man.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
try.
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, don't push your voice
I
too
think
much, man.
Jeff
Like that
likes
shit
laryngitis.
sucks. That shit sucks.
But
Anyway.
I'll talk about movies every once in a while if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, like we watched Stigmata last night. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I forgot. And that AI movie.
Stigmata.
Yeah. But you fell asleep through most of it, so like you can't
I
really.
know, I did. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, yeah, but with Stigmata was like this movie from the '90s about like some girl getting possessed by a dead priest or something like that. It's pretty decent. So it's a lot bit about the Catholic Church and stuff like that. Kind of inspired. I haven't watched any more of them yet, but it kind of inspired me to re-download a few other movies in that same genre. I've got The Ninth Gate. I got The Order with Heath Ledger. It's another good Catholic conspiracy movie. Like, I actually think the one with Heath Ledger is actually pretty damn decent. And have you guys ever seen, by the way, like that one inspired me to find another movie that I hadn't seen in a long time, because of the actress that's in both of them, Shannon Sossaman, and she doesn't really show up in stuff much anymore. But did you guys ever see the movie Rules of Attraction?
No.
I'm trying to think. Hang on. Is James Vanderbeek in that one?
Yeah, James Vanderbeek. Yeah.
I think I used to have it on DVD. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie. I hadn't seen. I started to watch.
I haven't seen it in years either.
I downloaded it and started to watch it last night. I was like, nah, I want to watch this with people, because like this movie is so fucking good. Like it's just like
He's like a psychopath.
Yeah, but the whole thing is like it's shot and directed so well. Like the way it starts out with like this worst night of these three characters' lives and everything, and it keeps like going. It kind of follows one character, and then it stops there. So like their worst moment, and then it starts and goes reverse until it finds the next character, and then it goes forward from there. And it does that like for all three characters, and then like it kind of like rewinds to like the beginning of the semester, and it's just got so many great filmmaking moments and stuff in it. I think it's just like it's got a great soundtrack too. I mean, it's got like fucking The Rapture on it. It's got I don't know. It's just a fucking good movie.
Welcome, Busker.
Hey, how you doing, Jeff? How's it going?
Hey, Baltimore Busker.
Man, it's good to be at a panel where everybody's not fighting each other.
Oh, wow. Well, you
Oh, that's
came at a good
because
time
I've
then.
laryngitis.
Yeah, one has
Yeah.
laryngitis.
I mean, like, just for the most part, every stream or panel I get on, it seems like people are fighting each other, and I just can't get a word in edgewise. Neither do I want to.
Oh, well, you definitely can on here. What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
I was you were talking 80s movies, and I just it sparked some memories. You ever seen a movie called River's Edge?
Oh hell yeah!
Hey,
Yeah, River's Edge.
I get
Man,
that confused with The River. Who was in River's Edge?
Gary Busey. No, not Gary Busey. That's
It's got a bunch of young. That's the one bunch of the bunch of teenagers like in the murder thing, right?
It's got Keanu Reeves, Crispin
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Glover.
Yeah, there you go.
Dennis Hopper, Ione Sky. Yeah, like dude,
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and it had some of the fucking most awesome one-liners, man. Like, I gotta say, they were funny one-liners out of that, and I wonder if Dennis Hopper was coming up with them on the fly, because he's just really crazy. I don't know. I don't know that any of the writers could write some of the stuff he was saying. Like, even like Gary Busey, when he's like in the movie Silver Bullet, he's like, "Holy, jumped a bald-headed Jesus Palomino." Now I think that he probably came up with that. That sounds like Busey's mind. You know what I mean?
I just downloaded another 80s movie last night too that had Dennis Hopper in it. You ever seen Red Rock West? It's another good Dennis Hopper movie from the era.
Maybe.
It's a director named John Dahl that made he made a bunch of kind of like he made like Joyride, and he also directed a bunch of TV stuff. Like he directed a bunch of Breaking Bad and stuff like that. He's a really good director.
I haven't seen any of these movies.
Yeah, check out River's Edge, man. That's a great 80s movie. I mean, it's kind of dumb, but it's kind of like edgy.
I will.
It
I
is.
put it on our list.
Yeah, River's Edge. I mean, like, that's definitely a winner as far as 80s movies with like a bunch of legends, you know. That, you know, like they weren't legends then, pretty well, except for Hopper. And that was like one of Keanu Reeves. I think that might have been maybe one of his first movies.
I remember from Bill and Ted, but
Yeah.
I think River's Edge might have come first.
No,
I thought that
I
was
think
90s.
I think Bill and Ted came first.
Yeah, that was 90s. Like the River's Edge was like 85 or 4 or something.
Yeah, it was like one of his first big movies, I think.
Yeah, it was, and Bill and Ted was 89.
Yeah,
Wow, I didn't realize it was that late.
You know what movie I really loved that I didn't expect to was that third Bill and Ted movie that came out like during the pandemic. That movie,
oh man,
yeah, I loved it. I don't care what anybody thinks. I loved it.
Who was in that?
The same guy. It was Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter played Bill and Ted, and it's about them like, yeah.
Like now they're older. That's kind of funny.
It's about them getting.
I didn't even want to watch it.
It's I don't know. It's like in a really sweet kind of idealistic way. It's just like I don't know. It kind of touched me. I don't know. It made me feel good.
Like fan service or like what was it?
Fan service, but not even really that. I mean, it doesn't do fan service the way you expect it to. It really like. I don't know. I guess there are people that probably could see it as woke or something like that. But I mean, as a parent of daughters myself, it's about their daughters more than it is about them. Even though the daughters aren't really in it that much, but their daughters are both like these two girls that play the daughter of Bill and Ted. Both do such perfect impressions of Bill and Ted. It's kind of incredible. These two girls are doing like these really spot on Bill and Ted impressions. They don't act like girl bosses or anything like that. They just act like Bill and Ted just as girls. And it's just like it makes light of a lot of the stuff, but like I'm not going to give it away, but like it makes the movie more about like their family than it is about like, you know, them. And it's really, I don't know, I found it strangely surprisingly beautiful. Ultimately, like, I found myself like tearing up at the end of it, and I had going into it. If you had told me that like a Bill and Ted movie was gonna put tears in my eyes, I would have laughed in your face. I would have thought like, that's like the last thing would ever happen. But like, no, I mean, it has like kind of a beautiful ending. The only problem with the ending is that it's kind of abrupt. It ends really abruptly, very suddenly, but it's still like a really, I don't know. It's a very life affirming type of movie. I don't know how to explain it. It's cool. I enjoyed it a lot, and I would recommend it to people. I have a hard time imagining how anybody could really like hate it, especially since it even brought back William Sadler playing Death. From Bogus Journey. It even brings back Station. It brings back all the stuff from Bogus Journey, which I think I don't think is like necessarily that it goes to like it does all the fan service stuff. It hits all the points from the first movie. Bogus Journey, in my opinion, is one of the most creative, like amazing 80s or 90s movies ever made. I love that movie to death. I think that movie is brilliant. Like the whole concept of it, like the evil robot thems that like kill them and then they pants death and run away, and then they beat him, and what was the game they beat him in? They beat him in like Connect 4 or something like that. Or
I think they beat him in all the games.
Yeah, because they don't know how to play chess, so so he's like, fine, we'll play another game, and like they sink his battleship and everything.
Yeah.
Was that new Bill and Ted's? Now I gotta ask, was it like par for the course woke?
I mean, I could see if you really wanted to like if you wanted to like take that right wing lens and be like, well, anything that changes anything, if anything that has like, but I mean, it didn't like swap Bill and Ted for women. It just has, they have daughters, they have wives too.
No,
and like
that's cool. Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
But like, did they like put a bunch of like self-hatred, self-flogging white people and like?
No, I mean it addresses the fact
stuff.
that it addresses the fact that Bill and Ted, in some they go to like alternative like versions of future and stuff like that, where like they're kind of losers in this one, and this one they they end up in jail, and they're like they're all jacked bodybuilders, and there's like this kind of does like a bit of a multiverse thing a little bit, but not like anything too extreme. And it's silly. It's really silly. It doesn't take itself seriously. There's this assassin robot that's sent to kill them because the future thinks that Bill and Ted are going to somehow cause the end of all the time stream, and this robot is like super insecure for some reason, and it's just hilarious. Like
is that
he's like this really insecure assassin. He blows something up, and he's like, oh no. Oh no.
Was that on one of the streaming services, or is that in the movie theater?
I have it on. If you guys want to watch it on Discord, I have it.
Are you in our Discord server, Busker?
I've never really used Discord.
Okay.
I've heard about it.
It's a good time to start.
Yeah. How do I latch on?
Well, we're gonna put a link in the private chat. You can join from there.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to put this link, and the link, if you're not on Discord, I think it takes you
to sign up.
You need to go to sign up, and then you have to join the individual servers. And here's ours.
I'll put it on my maybe list for you, Chris. That's the best I can do.
That's okay. I mean, I just it's very short. It's like 80. It's not even a full 90 minutes.
What else do you have to do in your bunker? But watch movies.
Watch good movies.
Oh, well, he has a point there. I
can't good movies.
I can't not defend.
I mean, if you watch
Chris,
10 minutes of it, if you watch 10 minutes of it and you hate it, then stop watching. I mean, that's what I do. I mean,
I'll just switch it off.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do. If it's a movie that I try my best to like give it a shot, but if I'm 10, 20 minutes in and I'm just not sucked into it, like I'll just turn it off. I'm not gonna waste. But I will a lot of times. A lot of times I'll just end up ignoring it. But
So as a general rule of thumb, I stopped watching movies after like 2007 or 5, or I can't remember when it was. It was like kind of right when the woke stuff exploded. But so like even if there's possibly like a halfway decent movie, I probably didn't see it because I just don't watch any of the movies anymore. and
Mhm.
so that's why I didn't even bother to see it. But I will put it on my maybe list, and I'll see if I have that much free
Well,
time.
I'll just say this: it like the very first time I saw it, like I mean, I like the very end of it, and I mean like the very end is very abrupt, and it kind of that part kind of bothered me a little bit. I kind of wanted a little bit more of a wrap up to everything, but other than that, like honestly, it completely captures the spirit of the first two movies, and it kind of gives it gives it a trilogy kind of like closure that I didn't expect from Bill and Ted. And like I said, like I didn't expect it to make me feel anything, and it did. It actually made me. It actually gave me like a sense of like I don't know. There's something really beautiful about what they did with it, and I think that and it really like the fact that Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter are both obviously aged, and like they don't try to de-age them or anything. They look as old as they are. And the fact that they're dealing with like being fathers and having grown up and all this stuff like that, and it's about the fact that they're at the age they are, they're still trying to make it as big rock stars and trying to write that's the basic premise that they're supposed to write the song that's supposed to unite the world, right? And they still haven't done it, and like so they feel this. I identify with the movie because like whenever you get to a certain age, you know, and you feel like you had like this purpose in life earlier, and you haven't accomplished it yet, then you know you feel like this pressure from yourself or whatever to try to like do this thing before you get too old, kind of thing, and that's kind of what it taps into. And I personally found that to be very I don't know. It was very effective for me.
You mean like taking over the UN?
Taking over
what?
the UN. What?
What?
Never mind. It was a joke.
No, it's more like a rock and roll concert. So, Baltimore, if you want some angry debating, Hank can help you out.
I'm not. I don't know what to debate.
Just pick a topic. He'll debate you.
This is a
did,
laid back Sunday stream. We're not here to debate.
Hank
or,
the
or-
Angry
Oh,
Debater.
okay. We're just chilling.
if I wanted,
Oh, I thought he said he wanted.
if I debated what I want to, that you'd probably get your channel taken down.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh no.
Oh.
But I am curious what the topic would be.
Well,
Yeah, what's the topic? I'm curious.
How about this? How about this? Instead of debating that, I'll explain why I was gone for a few minutes. So pretty much, I was following up Paul and Safe's chat. Paul called me out. I decided to just go up there and answer for myself. And still, Officer Snaps doing his own, and the crew doing the same damn thing, making shit up to try to get my privileges removed because they're jealous and they're haters, and
But that's just drama, Hank. We're talking about
that all happened this morning.
No, it was just now. That's why I left here for a few minutes.
And you went there, and the drama happened, and now you came back.
The drama was already rolling. I was there stopping it. I was there stopping, and it's the same thing. They're making shit up. They don't have timestamps. They're just trying to say I said stuff I didn't say.
Man, it's wild out in those streets.
It's just a normal day of Officer Snaps. He just makes shit up and helps people believe it so he can have his way. And he was trying to use leverage. I said I didn't like Paul's audience. I like Paul, but I didn't like his audience. And I was kind of part of the problem because I was following up the chat, fine with Officer Snaps, and Paul called me out. Said so. I went up there because that's what you do when you're called off. You get an answer for yourself. But it's not good enough for Officer Snaps because he already decided what I was going to say. Because he thinks because I'm so-called a bitch-ass slave, I'm his bitch-ass slave, which it doesn't work that way. He's an idiot.
All right, well that's cool. But moving on, Hank. Tell us a good movie. Tell us a good movie from your perspective, Hank. I think that we had a much better conversation.
Can you put in the comments what
I don't watch Hollywood movies, Chris. How many times I tell you this? I haven't watched Hollywood movies in SOPA, so I don't know and probably don't care either.
Oh, you don't watch movies? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I haven't watched movies since SOPA, other than some pornographic stuff. But
why don't you watch? You don't watch movies since what again? Since
Stop on Stop Online Piracy Act 2010.
So just pirate them.
I don't
Hey,
want to give my
Baltimore,
energy
put
to
in-
Hollywood when they don't want me to they want to make it as hard as possible to watch their movies, so I want to give them the time of day.
All right.
I know my
I-
buddy
I-
got.
Hey, Baltimore.
I just
Yeah.
I just
What's
sail
Type
the
your
high seas.
topic in comments so I can see it, since they want to talk about movies.
My buddy
Well,
got one of
see you
them
later.
$250,000 fine.
That's because your buddy didn't know how to do it right.
He got
I
one
tried
of
to
them
watch
official
that one, Robert. I didn't.
official welcome from the government.
I have been sailing the high seas for somewhat going on 20 years now, and I've never gotten a single letter. So
Yeah, I told him he was stupid about it.
he probably
Now, if
used
you guys,
peer to peer.
now if you guys want to watch something that makes you think, it's a late '70s, early '80s movie. It's an animated movie called Wizard.
Oh, Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
that was an awesome movie.
I like Ralph Bakshi's animation. Have you ever seen it? And it kind of in a related thing. Have you ever seen the documentary about Robert Crumb? It's a great movie too.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Decent.
I mean, just
I
a
remember
fascinating
a movie
documentary.
about a kid playing Super Mario Brothers 3, and he was called the Wizard. Is that the one you're talking about?
No.
Dude, I saw
This
that
is
movie
about-
in theaters when I was 8, and it has stuck with me ever since. Like I that movie like is burned into my brain. The Power Glove. It's so bad.
It
It's
was
so
about
bad.
a good wizard and an evil wizard.
Yeah.
No,
It was
I
a
haven't seen that
cartoon.
one yet. I'll check it out.
Well, we have
It's
a
dated, but
Baltimore.
it's good.
Yeah.
Baltimore, what is your controversial topic? Just say it or type it in comments or something, please.
Well,
Suspense is killing me.
if I talked about the past 4 years, I think like I guess you know what I mean.
The coop.
Past 4
He's-
years.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
like
talking about the coop.
I mean, like there's a number of
Oh.
topics that are really important to me and like really pissed me off that I can't talk about them because I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Are you talking about like January 6th? Is that what you're saying? I don't
No,
understand.
I don't
no,
give a
the
shit
coup.
about
No, he's talking about the
I'm
19.
talking about BLM, COVID, and everything else that followed.
Well, we talk about BLM on here.
And we talk about
Yeah, we
19
talk
all the
about
time,
all that stuff all the time.
Dude, that they fucking ruined it for me, dude. They went down to Fells Point, Baltimore,
Thank you.
where I went to bus
Nah.
all the time, and they just had everybody in a big fight downtown, and then all of a sudden the bars started closing, and then they started shutting down. And nobody was coming downtown to Fells Point, where it was a big party strip, in Baltimore City near the harbor. And no more busking there. I mean, it's just like, you want to get mugged? Go down to Fells Point. Shit.
Oh, okay.
Well, man,
But yeah,
you're talking to a vaccine injury survivor myself. So
I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Shouldn't have never taken it.
well, I trusted my doctor.
Oh
and
man,
and
don't trust your doctor.
Which one did you
he's
take,
been a good
Chris?
doctor.
Entertainment show. So don't take any medical.
It doesn't.
ideas
I won't.
from it.
I do not claim that it happens to everybody. I don't think that it
I'm
happened.
just
It was a
putting
specific
the
reaction with me.
disclaimer out there.
It obviously doesn't happen to
I'll
everybody.
tell you-
It happens to a whole fuckload of people.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else in my family had it, and they were all fine. So, like, it's
Yeah,
not
I
like
know.
it's not
All my
it's not like I
relatives
think.
are fine. Although my father, he got the whole Moderna, the whole shebang. By the end of it, after the last booster, his leg blew up like a goddamn sausage because it was filled with blood clots. He was coughing up blood because he had blood clots
Damn.
in his lungs. And
My
they-
dad had a stroke, but it was after he got COVID, after he got the vaccine. So.
But like, I still have a gripe about all this shit to this day.
I don't know if
No,
it was
I-
the vaccine or COVID, but it wrecked my bronchitis. So, whatever that's worth.
my vertigo started the day I got the second shot. So I mean, I'm not saying that. I don't think that happens to everybody. I don't think that it's. I
Which
don't
one?
think that vaccines are evil.
Which version did you get, Chris?
I can't remember now, but I think
Pfizer, Moderna, or
They're all
J&J?
bad,
It
dude.
was
They're all
probably
the
Moderna.
same. They're all the same. They all have bad side
Johnson Johnson was not mRNA.
Yes, it was not
Whatever
the
the fuck
same.
it was, but Johnson & Johnson was pulled really early, right?
Yeah, for no reason really. It had
The
the lowest
efficacy.
it had the lowest incidence of side effects, but they pulled it.
Yeah, it had the lowest efficacy rate.
Efficacy.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's
I mean,
the word they used.
Well,
that's the one
I
I wanted if I was going to get one, but they didn't have it available anywhere down here in Texas. They'd already pulled it. So,
Dude, I was just.
I got both of the Moderna ones, but I didn't have any side effects. And then I got COVID like almost 2 years later, and COVID wrecked my bronchitis. So I think it's more COVID's fault than the vaccine.
I kind of feel like what happened with the vaccine. I think it kind of gave me long COVID. Is what I feel like it happened. I don't feel like it was really a vaccine side effect. I think I got.
You got long vaccine, brother.
Yeah, long vaccine, exactly.
Yep.
But yeah,
I don't know. I think that's
my
still.
dad got the shot. Got that shot, and a year later he had a stroke, and he's like, and after he got COVID, went COVID into the hospital and had a stroke while he was there, and he's paralyzed from like his right side, and my grandfather died. So
2 girls that I know got cancer right after their shots, like months after their shots. They developed cancers and also pericarditis. Young women.
I'm not saying the vaccine is related to those things. I'm just saying that I think that COVID might have been responsible for them, but not. I don't think the vaccine was necessarily related.
Vaccines relate to a lot.
But the problem is nobody really knows which ones are side effects of the vaccine versus the coronavirus because they both have their own set of symptoms.
Dude, you got to look. If you look at COVID and then look after COVID started kicking in, and look at all the people that got the injections, and look at all the people that kept dying after the injections from heart attacks. And that's my gripe. That's my main gripe, dude. I can't deal.
You can die from heart attacks from coronavirus, though. That's why you don't know which one caused it. You don't know if it's the vaccine or the coronavirus.
No, it's not the coronavirus, dude. Or, dude, if it's the coronavirus, whatever. It was kicked in by the goddamn dude. The little children are having heart attacks, dude, and dying on the field. Can you call that normal? And that's
I can't
not
call
bullshit.
it a vaccine or a virus because I'm not a medical
Dude,
doctor.
they're all vaccinated. Everybody was vaccinated. Children had to be vaccinated.
Easy, or you get Jeff a strike.
And
I do agree with
that. That's why I said I didn't want to bring up my bullshit because.
Okay, we can't. You can talk about it on my video, my YouTube, and you can take down my stream. I don't care.
So, I don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah, we'll change the topic.
I know medical misinformation gets strikes, so I don't want to.
Let's just say this. Let's just say this. Like, let's just push back on it because that's the main thing. Is like if you platform it and you don't give any, we just have to say like to our knowledge, and according to the best scientific knowledge, vaccines don't have any significant number of side effects amongst most.
I don't make that claim for it at all. I don't make the claim that that's the best science.
Yeah, I don't have the.
And I clearly stated I am not a medical doctor.
I have to step away for about a minute.
Just giving my opinion.
Can we not do any medical conversation at all?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we can change the subject.
Chris, I'm going to
trust you
to keep it.
No, I don't even want to talk about this in the first place. It wasn't what I want to talk about.
I'll be right back.
Burn frog great.
If nothing else, I don't want to talk about it because I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it for over a year now. I mean, that was one of the very first streams I did with Jeff was about that. So I mean, I've definitely said my piece about it. I am right now. I'm in the process of finally getting some help for my vertigo, and hopefully I'll actually have some answers soon. That's the
I hope
and it took me fighting through like a wall of doctors that didn't seem to give a shit or seem to want to actually test anything, but to actually get to one actually did the test that they needed to do. But finally they did. So I mean, there are doctors out there that can help. So, yeah.
Did Dramamine help your vertigo or no?
No, Dramamine
Damn.
is useless. Meclizine, useless. It doesn't do. I mean, it reduces symptoms by like 10% maybe, and then whenever it wears off, it comes back 10 times stronger. But they did like this. They did this weird test in the doctor's office the other day where like they blew like hot and cold air into my ears to like warm it up or cool it down, try to isolate like the way the inner ear, so they could like do scans on it. And the air ones didn't really work that well. But then they did this one where they put cold, like ice cold water in my ears.
Ugh.
And in the left ear, it like according to hers, it was like an off the charts like response. So it showed a really significant response that proves the vertigo thing. So like now I actually have diagnostic like information that shows that like yes, I have vertigo. It's not like because for a long time they're like, well, we don't have any way to diagnose this, like so we can't really prove that that your vertigo is real. You can't really prove it, this or that. And like now they have proof of it. So and it also gives a path forward for
That's
recovery.
good.
So
Now you got evidence.
Yeah, man, vertigo
Hey,
sucks.
Jeff.
it does. It's hell.
It sucks. Yeah.
Is Lindsay one of your viewers or your audience?
Lindsay is my wife.
Chris's wife, Lindsay, or the Lindsay from Machine?
No. Lindsay Smith, I think, is one of the people that appears
As
on
far as
panels.
I know, no.
Never seen her
I don't
in the
see
chat.
her name in the comments.
She's
often.
usually at Flows
Somebody else.
and TMLs, I think.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
I think she's a Flow TML viewer. So, just asking.
The other Lindsay, I think, is Chris's, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, that's my wife. Yeah.
Oh my God, Andrew Wilson and Jim Bob are on Benjamin Boyce.
I don't know none of them names.
Oh, okay.
You know Andrew Wilson. Come on.
What,
No, I don't.
I know both of them, but I would never put the three of them together.
You don't know who Andrew Wilson is, Chuck?
No, I don't. I really don't.
He's where like half these people came from.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna step away for a minute. I may jump back on in a minute. So
we'll probably wrap up soon anyway, because
all right,
Chris and I have a bunch of stuff to do.
The other day I was watching a piece of news about Biden won the South Carolina primary for Democrat.
Well,
and he only had 120,000 votes.
Yeah, I know, and there was no one put up against him, right? Was there anybody else on the ballot? Because
I don't know.
To my knowledge, RFK went independent, and I think Marianne Williamson did too. So there's nobody else running against him on the Democratic ticket. So it's like, yeah, he obviously won the primary. Big whoop.
Yeah, but I was just talking about 100,000 people. That ain't very many votes.
It's not, but then again, if he's the only person, he's already presumed because he's the only person on the ballot, then why would people show up to vote for that?
Yeah, I don't know who it was that was running against him.
I don't think, as far as I know, there was no one running against Biden right now. There was at first RFK Jr. and Marianne Williamson were both running as Democratic candidates, and now I could be wrong. Marianne Williamson could still be on the ticket, but I don't know. I don't even know if like they're recognizing her candidacy for sure or not. I know that's the reason why RFK dropped out, because he went independent because they were not going to like basically put him on the ticket anywhere, so they didn't matter. So he went independent.
Is that Marianne woman the one that's like Talcott?
Yes, she's kind of like a crazy.
Yeah,
she's kind of a crazy hippie lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind her so much because she's so like obviously crazy. I mean, I wouldn't want her running the country. I wouldn't want her running the country, but would it be worse than Biden? Probably not. She'd be even less effective than Biden, which means that she'd be even more of a puppet president than others. But I mean, that was the one most disappointing thing about Trump, is that like even though I was never a huge Trump fan, at least I didn't expect him to be such a puppet once he got in thing. I at least thought he would at least be like Reagan-esque in that sense, where like he would go against like what his advisors and everything were telling him. And because that's the one thing I like about Reagan, I did like about Reagan, is that Reagan kind of had his own ideas about things and he did what he wanted, kind of thing.
This isn't really pessimism, but the realism of it is I don't think we're ever going to have a good president.
No, probably not. Probably not again. I mean, I
We
mean,
never
without
did have a good
without
president.
without extreme current political collapse, the extreme system collapse, and therefore massive reform coming from it, it would not until we would pretty much like the GOP and the DNC would both have to basically implode to the degree where they basically don't exist anymore, and new parties would have to pop up in their place to replace them in order for like any real chance to come through. Because as long as the established GOP and DNC are in control, we're never going to have a great any kind of any real leader or any sense, and like they I mean, and I understand to a degree. I mean, first of all, anybody who wants to be president is fucking insane. Okay, like that's a job that nobody wants. Don't you remember when the Onion's headline when Obama got elected? It was the headline was America gives worst job to black man.
Oh my god.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best Biden. That's one of the best Onion headlines of all time. It's true.
I'm surprised that didn't get pulled right away.
But I mean, is it? I mean, it's just true though. I mean, like it's like the worst job you could have in the country is to be president. I mean, you're only going to have it for 4 to maybe 8 years, and in that time, your whole fight is to like your first 4 years are fighting to make sure you get a second term, and then like once you get the second term, you're kind of useless because nobody gives a shit. So like it's this completely like facile kind of thing. It's just like it's like this big dog and pony show for like for like the advisors and all the lobbyists and everything that like just they run around do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean I could be wrong about that. Maybe the president has more control than I think he does. I haven't seen anything directly myself that makes me think otherwise.
I think all the rulers of the westernized society are controlled by much higher people that have much more power, much more money, and play them like puppets.
You ever see Mr. Robot?
Oh yeah, I watched all that. Like I really liked it the first couple seasons, and then it was kind of drifting a little bit.
Season four is the biggest letdown of my entire TV.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought also. Yeah.
Goddamn, season 4 was so bad. It was so the antithesis of everything they built up to, and like its big ending idea just like it falls so flat. It makes so little sense. Like there was a clear direction the show was heading in, and then they took a 180 turn there in the last season, and it just ruins the whole series. I mean,
totally. It seems like that's more often than not. Like I don't know any show that ended good. I mean.
I think The Good Place pulls it off. I mean, Jeff didn't like the episode I showed him of it, but I think The Good Place actually has a really satisfying, great ending to it, it's a very high concept. The Good Place, yeah. It was a sitcom about the concept of the afterlife and about heaven and hell and stuff like that. And it's a comedy, but it's also really, really deeply steeped in moral philosophy. And it's a wacky sitcom about moral philosophers. From the guy that created The Office and Parks and Recreation. It's got Kristen, not Kristen
Slater.
No, Kristen Bell. It's got Kristen Bell in it. It's got Ted Danson in it, and like a lot of it is like it's really high concept and really like, and it's really the first season. If you watch it, like watch the first season, but don't expect too much from the first season. Don't expect like what you expecting when you watch the first season completely changes in the last episode of the first season, and then the show comes to something completely different, and it goes in a completely different direction, and then every season pretty much does a different direction from that, and it's really, really to me, I think it was one of the most special things that's ever been on television. I rank it up there with Community. It was my other favorite TV show of all time.
Is it called? You said it's called The Good Place.
The Good Place, yeah. It was on NBC for 4 years, yeah. But they gave it, yeah. And they allowed it to have a fully natural ending. They allowed it complete its arc. It didn't just get canceled in the middle of its run. It has a truly final ending that actually is kind of beautiful and kind of and really kind of special in terms of endings. There aren't many shows that pull off endings, though. You're right. Many shows like falter in that like final act. I have my theories as to why Mr. Robot did, but but without I'd have to take it'd be too many spoilers to go into to talk about that.
Yeah, there seems like it's more often than not that it goes south, unfortunately.
I think political thing has gotten in the way of the direction they were heading very clearly in seasons 2 and 3.
Yeah, they always do that with like all television. They just have to throw in all kinds of left-wing garbage.
It wasn't even that, though. It's like, I mean, it wasn't even like necessarily left wing. I mean, Democrats certainly, but you know the show, so you saw the direction it was heading in season 3 and everything, and stuff with Angela and everything like that, especially with like the weird creepy like Twin Peaks-ish scene, like whenever she was like in like the weird office thing, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Think about the implications of that scene and what it was and what that scene seemed to be pointing to, and then there was a long gap in between seasons 3 and 4, and in that gap, what happened? Pizzagate happened. The Pizzagate conspiracy thing happened. Right. And so if you can see where the show was headed before that, and then you see when the Pizzagate thing became like the QAnon thing became all like thing, suddenly you can kind of see like why the show took a sudden hard turn away from everything that it had been pointing to.
Huh.
And I think that's what it was. I think it was that they didn't want to be associated with like the QAnon conspiracy people.
Yeah,
so I think they changed the entire direction of the show from that point forward. In order to avoid that comparison, and it ended up with like this like weird like tries to be feel good thing that's like doesn't make any sense, and like and God, all the and the way that it ends up incorporating the concept of child abuse into it is just disgusting and
yeah, that was weird, dude.
It's completely the antithesis, and it makes it's. I'm sorry, there is people try to justify it, and they're like, no, it's totally set up in the show. It's not. It's not set up in the show at all. It is 100% not set up in the show. It is. I rewatched the show like 3 or 4 times, trying to like come to terms with it because it was my favorite TV show. Okay,
Me too, man.
This was a show that I held up as the standard for all TV shows from that point forward. It was like my favorite TV show of all time. I thought that it was like on the level of like David Lynch work and stuff like that. I mean, I would have put it up against Twin Peaks. I would have like said it was like brilliant the way that it blended like its influences with like the anti-establishment stuff with like a self-awareness to it, and the way that it incorporated tech in a realistic way. It actually had technology from a realistic standpoint of like the dangers of it, plus also the advantages of it and things like that, and also mental illness and all these things that it blended all these ideas so perfectly and so well, and the acting was so great, and they're building up to this very clearly like where it's heading towards is very clear. And then it even seems like they had all the sets and everything. They didn't even repurpose. They didn't even change the sets or any of the settings. It seemed like they took the basic structure or whatever they had for season 4, and they just changed all the dialogue so it made kind of sense, but not really, because like the ending of that show makes no sense. It really doesn't. It makes 0 sense.
So they just kind of rewrote it, probably, or something.
They rewrote it to take all the Pizzagate-ish elements out of it, I think, is my opinion.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, dude, I agree. That was definitely my favorite show.
I mean, that's a conspiracy theory. It's not according to the actual creator. Just to be clear, that's not. I'm not trying to give it information. It's a theory of mine. It's a personal fan theory. The actual creator of the show, Sam Esmail, said that the season 4 plan was the plan from the very beginning. It was always intended to end that way. Even though he also said earlier on in his show that it was supposed to be a 5-season show, not a 4-season show. He said many things like that. He said a lot, and he also hinted at a lot of different things about the last season, what it was actually about, that don't match up with that don't match up with the last season. But he did say explicitly in interviews that was always the way the show was supposed to end, and it was always supposed to be like that. So that is the official word on it, and I'm not saying that is wrong. It's probably right. It's probably in my head that I think that it was like that. But nonetheless, in my head, like my headcanon for the show cannot accept what the ultimate end of the show was, because the ultimate end of the show was complete fucking bullshit. Yes, Chopper Jeff, I'm talking about Mr. Robot. Did you like season 4? Come on, tell me how. If you do, please come on, tell me how I'm wrong about it, because I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear
When
somebody
did that
convince me that
come
season 4
out?
is good. Mr. Robot. It came out in.
It's
Shit, I don't remember the
2014,
years now.
15,
Yeah, like
16.
24. Yeah, it came out between like 2013 and 2017 or something like that. There's 4 seasons of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I lost about 10 years from 10 years of surgery, so yeah, that was out of my league.
Anybody in these circles, in the Panelverse circles, ought to love Mr. Robot, at least the first season of it, because it's the most conspiracy-ish, like paranoid. It's like a paranoid like conspiracy thriller from the 70s, kind of in the first season. It's completely like, it's very tense and
What,
it's very, but it grows into something else, and it's
worse
very
than the
very.
X Files?
Oh yeah, man! Like this takes the. For me, I think it puts the X Files to shame. The first 3 seasons puts the X Files to shame in terms of like conspiracies and weird stuff like that. I mean, it's got such an air of mystery to it. It's very Twin Peaks. It's very David Lynch-ish. There's
Now,
scenes in it
Twin
that just
Peaks, I love Twin Peaks.
I remember like I downloaded the pilot of it whenever because it wasn't even a torrent thing. Like they actually had it free to download. That they actually distributed it intentionally through torrent services because that was kind of part of their tech thing for the show, and they distributed the pilot like 3 or 4 months before the show came out. And like I downloaded it thinking like it was a show called Mr. Robot about hackers on the USA Network, and I was like, this will be hilarious. This is going to be the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Right? This is going to be like hackers the movie, but for TV in today's age. And I watched that pilot episode, and instead I just like my mouth was just I got up at the end. I was just like,
man. Like, and the fact that it was on USA. The fact that it
Yeah.
was on USA Network was just like all the more surprising. I was just
best shot, most cinematically shot show I've ever seen. It looks more like a movie than any other TV show I've ever seen. It looks it's acted impeccably. The plotting is like fast and like and engaging. Like it's got so many great ideas in it, and it keeps that pace up through like 3 seasons, and then season 4 it just basically flushes all that down the toilet for like some. I mean, honestly, it's kind of woke bullshit.
Got a flat tire, did it?
Oh, it got it's like the season 4 is so bad that it makes me kind of like angry to think about it, because like
you know they're remaking It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart.
No, that's actually even the slasher film version of it. They just made that. It's called It's a Wonderful Night.
No. They're coming out with a woke version.
I figured that's what I knew you were going to say that.
Oh yeah,
I knew it.
What did you need? What do you need to make? I mean, it's already pretty woke. I mean, it's not even like there's nothing that's anti-woke about that movie. What's wrong with like It's a Wonderful? I don't even like It's a Wonderful Life that much, but like I mean, I can't think of anything about it that would have to be like seen through a woke lens. What
I know it was a clean, decent movie.
No, he's talking like 2020s onward woke. That's not.
So we're talking. So like it's instead it's gotta be like a lesbian couple, that kind of thing.
Well, they're doing it. They're making it right now, or getting ready to.
Yeah, but hey, did you guys ever see? Did you see Black Mirror?
Yeah. Real fast before we go into Black Mirror, I do want to talk about Black Mirror. But real fast before we go into that, I will say though, I do believe though, if you're going to remake something, you might as well remake it a radically different way. Especially if the movie was good in the first place, you might as well try your own thing with it. It's not going to ruin the original. I don't care what anybody says. Like I don't think that Hollywood ruins the original movies when they remake these bad ones. They just make bad versions of them. Occasionally, every now and then, like there was that Drew Barrymore version of Cinderella called Ever After. That one was good. Like occasionally you can do a radical reimagining of something that actually works. I'm not saying that this woke version of this is going to be good, but I do support that more than trying to make like a frame for frame remake of like an old movie, like with worse actors or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I don't, because I see no point. If you're going to remake a movie, you should remake a bad one. A bad one with a good concept. You should take a bad movie with a good concept and try to make it work, right? And as opposed to what they usually do is like take great movies from the past, they try to remake them with like lesser actors and effects and stuff like that, and it usually just like it's just disappointing to see. Like RoboCop was like that, or what was it? Not True Lies. What was the Total Recall? Like that Total Recall remake that was terrible. Like it was just like boring and like it made no sense. And you know, like I prefer it whenever like they do a radical reimagining of the material than they do when they just like you know, just kind of like the Lion King. They just like remade the Lion King, but with like realistic animals and like they that can emote. So yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings of that. I don't think there's anything wrong with remaking things, but I think if you're going to remake it, it should have a different perspective. It should be something. You should be something different with it. I would rather prefer it not be a woke version, but at the same time, better that than just remaking a boring ass version of the original. So, but what are you gonna say about Black Mirror, Busker?
Yeah. Like that like some of them were pretty edgy, man. Like I thought,
Oh,
like
Black Mirror is great, man.
yeah, like I think maybe towards their last season they had, I think it was getting kind of goofy.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
but the
like,
early seasons, White Bear is still like a
oh
is like
yeah, man, the early
that's just that's
season.
that even forget the twist in White Bear. That whole premise and setup, the whole episode up until the twist is just such a white and knuckle thriller.
Yeah,
It's so like engrossing and like and fascinating to watch. Like the twist itself is kind of like whatever, but the actual like episode is so good. The same thing with like the one about the robot dog. Like that one's
yeah,
great.
and,
That one's
and
great.
like it's so funny that like Boston Dynamics or whatever
Yeah,
is
well, yeah,
making.
that's what it was based on. Like they did
That's
it. They did it because
it's
of
kind
that.
of funny.
I love Charlie Booker though. I think Charlie Booker is like one of like the best. I don't understand why he doesn't get more work because he has done. He did a Jeff. He did he did Jeff Booker in the U.S. In Britain. He did a parody of Big Brother Britain called Dead Set. I think it's called, and it's about like it's literally like it's Big Brother. It's Big Brother, but then like there's a zombie outbreak outside, and it's like people in the Big Brother house have to like
Oh
contend with
yeah, I think you
zombies.
told me about it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a parody of Big Brother and also a zombie film at the same time. Yeah, and he also did this. He did this his great like list video thing a long time ago called like the 100 greatest video games of all time, and like it's impossible to find, so you won't be able to find it anywhere anymore. But like the big twist of it was that like his the whole point of the whole thing it led up to the number one video game of all time, and his number one video game of all time was Twitter.
Did you see that Sam Esmail flick that just came out with?
Oh god, it was so bad.
Yeah, like I had more hopes for it, but it was just like so like uh, divide and conquer esque kind of shit, you know, black
I
and
mean,
white.
I didn't even mind it in terms of like I mean, okay, yeah, it had a lot of woke shit in it that I didn't like, but at the same time, like that wasn't even what bothered me about it. It was bothering me that it was boring. It was a boring movie about
Yeah,
boring
it was kind
people
of
where
it was kind of boring.
nothing much really happens, and then like it gets to the end of it, and it just kind of ends, and you're just like, so like
Yeah, right.
what was I supposed to get out of that? What was I supposed to get out of this movie? Like, I mean,
Like
like
it ends with the Friends theme song. It's just like, okay, man.
that would have been a cute twist if the movie leading up to that had been better. You know, in like in season 2, he did the Alf thing of Mr. Robot. You know, he clearly
Yeah,
has
yeah.
he clearly has an affection for classic television and stuff like that. So I can understand like I can understand that as that being the ending if the ending earned that. The ending did not earn that at all.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. It does not earn that in any sense. And like I just don't like. I mean, it just feels like it just kind of meanders around for like an hour and a half, and then it just kind of like, okay, we're done. And like it doesn't. It makes no real points. It makes no real like thing except for the fact that people might be a little racist sometimes. But then ultimately they're all good people and they get along together because everyone's really the same on the inside. And I can appreciate some of that if it was done better. But like I thought the acting was stiff. I mean, I was not impressed with. I liked Ethan Hawke in it, but I did not like Julia Roberts in it. I did not
Yeah.
think she did a good job. But she did a great job. He did a series for Amazon called Homecoming, the first season of it, and she was great in it. Actually, it was based on a podcast that I had listened to back when I used to work for Amazon. When I used to like have an earpiece in and I'd listen to podcasts all night, and it was a fictional podcast called Homecoming, and it was really good. Another podcast that got turned into a series that no one really saw because it was on Facebook, whatever Facebook's video platform was they used to have for a while, Facebook TV or something like that. There was a show called Limetown that they've adapted from a podcast. That's actually pretty good. It has Jessica Biel of all people in it, but it's actually pretty decent. It translates the podcast pretty well. But yeah, I really was like really disappointed with that. He has a feature film that came out before Mr. Robot called Comet, and it's not great, but it's at least interesting. It's at least a kind of a fascinating little like art experiment. It's worth watching if you come across it. I think it's on my server though. If you want to watch it, you just let me know and we can play it on the Discord. It's hard to find.
Do you want to go start our shows?
Yeah, we can start the mole. I don't think it's see what the time is. It's unlikely that True Detective will be up yet.
Hey.
So
Hey Jeff.
hey, iPhi. Let's go, man.
Are you able to do it now? Disconnect it now?
Hey Jeff, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Disconnect
can you hear
what
me?
now?
Yeah. Or hold on a second, let me. So just
You
a
see it
little
up in
quick
the-
feedback. When you do the StreamYard connection, it's like pretty smooth and easy, and it like automatically downloads it to your YouTube channel. The problem is like even if I leave, it keeps the stream going to my YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
You have to disconnect it.
I can't. There's
Yeah.
no button that says disconnect. It won't let
Is there one at the top right? Do you see your channel with the eye?
In StreamYard? In StreamYard, there should be it should be in the stream up there.
There's a remove. Is that the one?
Yeah,
Yeah, remove.
try that
Yeah.
and see if it stops it.
Okay, a post was created.
I think that is their disconnect button.
Oh, okay, because I didn't want to like delete the whole video. I was just wanted to.
Right, and I hope it didn't.
Well, I guess we'll find out. It's not that important. I mean, like I said, I was just.
It's an experiment. Yeah, I'm curious to find out myself because I haven't tried to restream anything on myself. So
I thought once I left, it would just like cancel it. You know, like break the connection.
No, I
Nope.
think you have to manually do it.
But it does it even if I'm not logged in. Like it'll keep streaming it to my YouTube channel even when I'm not connected to it anymore. Even with StreamYard, if I log out of StreamYard, it keeps running.
Yeah, that's what happened to Flo the other night. He was on Sasquatch channel and forgot to kill it. And he had to go back over there and kill it and then start his stream up.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so when you say that's how you do it. You'd have to hit that remove. That's how you break the connection.
Yeah, it looks like it's still up. So whatever you recorded before that is still archived on your channel.
Yeah.
Especially since my channel has like so few subscribers, I think I'm gonna start restreaming like our stream to my channel as well. That way we have a backup for it. You know, I can even keep them private. That way if we do have any issues like that, like we'll have backups for our channel or our streams
if you want.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that if you meet any newbies like me, you have to tell them be sure to remove the connection when you leave because it'll just keep streaming it even after that person leaves. So
Yeah, I've seen people do that and then they end up with porn bombs on their channel.
or just like hours of someone else's content, you know, it's like
Yeah.
even if they left like 3 hours ago or something, you know. So anyways. I enjoyed the stream, fellas. I'll be in touch more. I just wanted to test out. I'm
sure
just
you
setting it
will. I
up.
hope you take care of your voice.
Oh yeah. I gotta wait until I can talk, obviously, but that's why.
Well, feel free to drop in and like if you want to watch one of the shows or movies or anything like we got on Discord, feel free to drop in because like you don't have to talk on that. Like you just watch, you know.
Yeah, we're all on mute anyway, watching the thing. So
Yeah, that's cool. I definitely like talking about culture and movies and stuff like that. So I'm not always just an angry debater, but you know, I'm usually critical about stuff. So.
Well, I'm trying to start a stream at some point called No Hitters. That's just going to be about like obscure media, like stuff that people haven't really seen a lot of. You know, just sort of like showing a spotlight on like some movies and music that people just don't know a lot about. So if you wanna like participate in that, if you have some ideas for some stuff that you know that most people don't know about.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And some quick feedback to answer your earlier question. Again, I'm not aware of how to do multiple avatars. Currently, I'm only aware of doing one at a time. Like your avatar is the only one I'm familiar with. I think if you talk to someone else who has their own avatar, it might work. I don't know. I haven't tested that system yet, but
on what? On StreamYard?
On that VR tube, on the
the VR tube. Okay.
yeah, the V tube you were watching earlier, my robot. So there may be an option where you can just like add, like 5 people. Like there's 5 people in this room right now. Like I might be
Yeah.
able to create an avatar for each one of you and just let the avatars talk to each other. I know what you were asking me, but I'm not that familiar with it yet. So
Well, I'm just trying to. I've been doing. Like I said, I just had the idea last night. I only did like a slight amount of research on it before I fell asleep, and like so I don't know much about it yet. But the little bit I found wasn't really very encouraging. But I was just trying to find something that could like take the audio and then add the VTuber to it afterwards. Like I could run that audio through the VTuber and have them like talk.
yeah,
as
you
though
can
they
do
were,
that even with just one, but by itself. But I
Now,
don't know how to get
I
multiple.
have seen some YouTube channels where there's like a pair of people where they're both avatars
Yeah,
on the channel.
it's probably
So
because
I
they
have
each
seen
have their
that.
own. Is how that works though.
Yeah, probably
Could
so.
be.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to make like multiple avatars on my screen on one program. So
For all I know, there's plugins into Premiere. I just like for some reason, like my computer, despite the fact that it being like fairly recent, it does not want to run Premiere right now. I don't know. Every time I try to run Premiere, it crashes on me. So I've got to figure out like even like it's got more than enough RAM and everything to run it, but it crashes constantly. So probably need to reinstall the operating system. I probably need to like just like wipe it and start over with Windows and just put Windows 11 back on it, like clean. Probably work fine. It's probably just got like
A
junk
clean
on it or something.
install, yeah.
I'm probably just going to use it.
I hate doing clean installs because like I have to like just spend like hours doing backups and all that shit like that. It's just a pain in the
Yep.
ass. But, yeah.
I'm probably going to use an avatar just because people probably don't enjoy listening to a talking seashell. So that's the only reason why I was going to like do it. But especially the people like PFJ who won't even let seashells on his show. So
I don't think he's going to let the VTuber avatars. He particularly had a run in with a cat avatar on one of the debates he did, and he was very unhappy about that.
I'm going to see if he can pass the Turing test and see if he can figure out whether or not I'm a real avatar or not, and then we'll see if
at least the VTubers can't porn bomb you. I guess. I guess they could, but I mean,
Yeah. But anyways, I'm never going to show my face. That's why it's not an option for me. So I'll do that.
He's a Fed. He's
We
a Fed.
Just put a COVID mask on. Like no one will tell you who you are.
That's what Joshua Jones did.
I've probably already doxed myself like multiple times on the internet. So like if you look hard enough, you can probably find me. But I don't want to give them any more information. So I've already put too much out there. So
I think everybody has at one point or another.
yeah, if you follow all the trails, you can probably figure out who I am, and that's kind of what bothers me because there's probably already loony people on their way to my house right as we speak. So like I don't want to encourage.
Well, that's why you got to have an automatic reloading doorbell.
Yeah. I got one of those too, but I don't want to have to test it. I don't want to have to test it out.
I heard that.
You don't have to worry about me, or I'm pretty sure Jeff either, like following the trail back, because I don't care enough to do it.
I'm not talking about anyone on this show. I'm talking about the broader audience.
There is some loonies out there.
Yeah, there are
that will do what iPhi is talking about.
No, I know there are.
There's people out in internet land that you don't want to meet in real person. Is all I'm saying. So
yeah,
amen.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid of any of y'all. I could take all of y'all in a fist fight. So come get some if you want it.
I don't think you could take me though.
Appreciate it.
I may cough so much and pass out, but
Well,
tough as shit, man. He can
I got Smith and Wesson as my friend, so
yeah. No, but anyways, like I said, I'll eventually make even worse enemies because I talk about all the politics. So that's why I gotta protect my loved ones. So I'll opt out for now. But anyways, in the meantime, I am all for free speech, and there is no topic off limit with me. So feel free to try and take down my YouTube channel. Like, let's figure out what we're not allowed to talk about on my.
Oh my god!
Well, hey, start a Rumble if you're really that worried about it.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do BitChute, Rumble, all that stuff, Gab.com. I'll be around. But anyways,
I'm trying to figure out just to learn how. I'm trying to figure out how to like connect all that stuff to to StreamYard right now as it is. I just want to know the thing I would most like to do. And apparently there isn't a way to do this. I really want to figure out how to stream a Discord voice chat as a stream to YouTube, and like there isn't a good way
They
to do
used
it.
to do that. Paul and Andrew both used to do that because
Hey,
that's how you used to
Chris.
take their callers is through
It's
Discord.
just called OBS software.
I know, but I was trying to find a way to do it like without going through OBS, because OBS can be kind of like janky. But
It's the best thing I know.
It may have gotten better though, because for a couple of the ideas we have, there's some built-in YouTube, there's a built-in Discord like apps and bots and stuff that you can use that would make like doing game show stuff or like comedy stuff like a lot easier to do, and like that like little plugins and stuff you can use. Like there's like a things where you can randomize like a wheel type thing that will select a person like that's on the panel, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And stuff like that I really like to use, but I don't know how to use them like without having to go through like all these crazy and right now the way my computer setup is, if I go back to my parents and retrieve my one decent computer and stuff like that, and that's still kind of half functioning, and try to, if I had the money to repair it, I could bring it back up here and then maybe run it. But I haven't had the ability to even go down there. Only times we've been able to go Texas County, like been on a train, because we can't afford to drive down there because my van is about to fall apart. So.
The only reason why I even have a YouTube channel is because I'm lazy as fuck and it's really easy. So that's the only reason why I even clicked on that button, because I was like, okay, whatever, it works. But I'll probably eventually have to like shift all my audience over to Rumble or BitChute or whatever, because we're definitely going to talk about shit that YouTube will not allow. So that's why I'm like, bye. We'll have the real conversations over there. But I may just like fuck around on YouTube or something. I don't know.
I know a lot of the big people I know, they do locals, Rumble, and then YouTube.
But YouTube doesn't let you talk about a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's the problem.
It'd be good. It's good to like if I start restreaming like that, I'm gonna try to see if I can restream it. Those have backups.
Yeah,
backups of the shows, just in case anything gets taken down. Then that way we have a backup there. So anyway,
yeah, because
I gotta go. My nephew's here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right, later.
Okay.
We're wrapping up.
After I get a channel running, you're welcome to come try and shut it down. You can talk about anything.
Yeah, send us the link or put it in the Discord.
I haven't really got it up. I sent you that one, test link. But anyways, I don't know if that's like to my main channel or not. But anyways.
you gotta like wait 24 hours if you set it up, I think, or something like that, or 48 hours or something before like you can stream to it. But
yeah, like all my screens are still in the tutorial stage, so I don't even know if I have a real account yet or not. But we'll see.
Well, whatever you streamed today made it to your channel.
Okay, there you go. Then it's working. So I'll keep adding to it in the future. But like I said, I can't even talk now, so I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just like clicking on shit because I'm bored. So I'm just like, oh, let's create a Rumble channel. Let's create a YouTube channel. Yeah, anyways, sure. And then I'll start a Patreon and a Kickstarter, and then if people want to send me money, I'll talk. I'll create a show.
You joining that?
I'm supposed to be doing that, and I guess it's my pride or something gets in the way. I don't know. I feel bad about begging for money on the internet.
Oh no! I mean, if you're gonna,
I need to get over that.
If you're gonna provide content, you might as well charge for it. I mean, what's wrong with that?
I guess I don't know. I feel for some reason I get this immediate sense of like guilt from it. I don't know. I don't understand why, but
I mean, I'll do like a charity stream for like religion or something, but everything else is going to cost you money. So, my time is important.
Yeah, we can tell.
Just wait till Jack and Joshua find it.
That's enough out of you, Jeff, Mr. Attitude. Anyways, if you do get a hold of Lindsay, tell her we can talk about feminism here, because she got blasted the fuck out of TML's stream. So
yeah, she went on and asked him some
controversial questions
that last night
got her in trouble.
Yeah, there was some gossip
TML
on the street about TML, and she went up on his stream. And
TML didn't kick her off. The gang showed up and
what gang?
all the other
toilet
dudes,
bowl and all them.
all the other dudes, everyone else that filled up the room
They
quickly,
pulled up in their pickup trucks and
The righteous right.
including TML's handler, Neurotic Jack, is apparently his like PR guy now or something, and he
I don't
handles damage control and stuff for him.
that they don't do much. That's not.
I watched it live in real time. I was like,
That was your guy.
he's not my guy. What are you talking about?
Oh, he was. Oh, you're on too many streams.
Anybody seen Joshua around?
No.
JJ?
Yeah. I hadn't seen him
Yeah,
lately.
he got butthurt and ran away.
Try the black panels.
He might be in some like POW camp or something. I don't know. He
might have gone to Vietnamese
He
re-education camp.
sabotaged his.
He fell in one of those punji pits or something, and like the bamboo spikes got him or something.
Something got him.
I think he's probably like in his bat cave right now planning how to take over certain computer regimes or something. I don't know. He seems a little too serious for me. So I was kind of that's why I don't want my face on the screen, because he'll probably find me and be like, give me some polonium tea or something like that, and I'll be like, I didn't mean it, dude. Sorry, I slayed your sacred cow, but you're wrong. So but anyway, yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Well, what's scary is if he's really in government like he says, that's scary.
Yeah, he's probably got like CIA buddies and stuff like that. So like I said, he's probably watching my stream right now, like from my end of the monitor. But anyways, and we're all buddies, so no hurt feelings there, buddy.
There you go.
So, but anyways, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Shit.
Take care.
Oh yeah. If you catch Lindsay or Emperor Dave, tell them as soon as my voice comes back, we'll give you some content, Jeff.
Okay.
As long as it ain't pop.
Either one of those swings by. Tell him as soon as iPhi's voice comes back, he's got some.
Y'all know where to find us for the content. So.
Yeah. We got business.
M Dave shows a lot up in the weekdays. He doesn't show up much on the weekends, but he shows up on the weekdays a little bit. So.
I think me and Imp Dave are going to get along fine. I haven't talked to him yet, so we need to sit down and talk to Imp Dave before we discuss our terms. But anyways, we're going to debate police brutality or something like that. I can't remember what the topic was. It was like police overreach or something, I think was the topic. I can't remember.
Well, which side of the fence you on?
I do not lick boots, and I don't even like to smell them.
Well, that's a admirable position to take. I don't like to lick boots either.
I believe in a purely private security nation. There should be no government.
Who got him started on this? He was on his way out. Like the door was about to.
That was me. Sorry, Jeff.
Hold on, Jeff. Sorry. Chill out, dude. Come on.
I mean, he wants Blackwater or whatever that group's called.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we were on Flow State is when that came up. It was like Cool Joe Cool and Imp Dave and all those people we were talking about. And me and Flow State are already very similar, so that's why we can have conversations, but we'll disagree about shit. But we'll do it civilly.
All right, man. Well,
all right.
We're wrapping up. We'll be on the Discord.
All right, yeah. I'll catch y'all when I have some more voice and maybe like a mirror platform to. I'm gonna stream you and you stream me, and then we'll stream each other simultaneously and stuff like that.
Spooky.
Yeah, sounds incestuous, but okay.
Yeah, it'll be streamception, just like in my background. You'll be watching yourself streaming yourself to me and me to you and stuff like that. Sounds like
all right. Sounds like fun.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh, and so iPhi Anti-Dara says you do not give off flow state vibes. So, yeah, adios, Chopper Jeff.
Yeah, bye.
If you feel like
Jeff
going
leaving
to watch
too.
Everybody else
season
has
of
showed up.
True Detective.
Yeah, we're doing Dutch Mole right now, and then tonight is True Detective.
What's Dutch Mole?
The Mole, where it's like 10 people trying to win money. They're in Mexico this year, and one of them secretly working to try to sabotage the people from winning. And each
Is that one of them
episode,
reality shows?
yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's a
reality.
reality show.
Oh, okay.
Each episode, somebody gets eliminated.
How do
So
they
anyway,
get eliminated?
They have to take a
it-
test about the mole, and the person who knows the least,
Oh, okay.
like the person who's least on the track of who the mole is, usually ends up
that's the one
losing.
part about the show that I feel like could have been reworked in some other way. I feel like there should be a better elimination method, but maybe not. Maybe it is the best one. I don't know.
Because it has to be skill based. It has to be immune from politics. I mean, there's politics now and then when they play the exemptions and the jokers and stuff, but for
Yeah.
the most part, the contestants have to have the ability to advance themselves.
You doing that on Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, I just loaded it last night, so I'll see if I can find you
Oh,
guys.
okay.
If
Well,
you go to that, if you're in the Outliers and Exile Discord, you just
yeah,
find
if you have the
movies
invitation
channel.
for our channel, there's a movie voice channel in there.
You'll
That's what
see
we're
us
gonna
in
do.
there. You'll see our names underneath the movies thing. You'll see Satir Iconoclast or A Plague of Errors, where it says, and Gen X Jeff. So you'll see us. You just click on the actual the thing that says movies. You click on that, and that'll bring you into the chat, and then you can click on the stream from there. And
Is
there's
that
there's the link in the private chat.
Okay, I'll click on it and see what happens. We'll catch you guys later then.
See you later, man.
Okay, we'll be here tomorrow.
Thank you, and Auntie, for saying that.
Catch
I
y'all later.
appreciate that.
Yeah, Auntie, good to see you as always. iPhi doesn't give off flow state vibes. Is that a compliment now?
I mean, according to her, she hates flow states.
Most people, I think more people hate iPhi than hate
flow
flow.
state.
But he at least outranked flow with this one person. All right,
I don't know. I prefer
Discord.
iPhi. I kind of prefer iPhi over flow to a degree. Depending on
iPhi over flow. God, I wish I knew how to do a poll real quick.
Depending on like the state of, I guess, maybe inebriation that flow is in, because sometimes
You
like
think he
whenever
gets inebriated? I don't pick up on it.
I don't know. I just know that he gets in those moods where he just wants to like take the alternative position, just like lie about stuff, and just like comes with stupid arguments, and like it just.
You think iPhi is more good faith and sincere?
I do think iPhi is more sincere about his authoritarianism. He's very upfront about it. I used to think that Joshua Jones was LARPing, and now I don't think that anymore. So you know.
I tried to tell you. You were the one trying to convince me it was a bit.
I know, and I told you a while back that you're right. That I told you
I have
that
a
you're
lot of
right.
experience with these personality types. I think this is the genuine thing.
And I admitted I was wrong, and I said that you're right. He's definitely all those things. So. I mean, back when I was saying that, I was more. It was less about the political stuff and more about the stuff with his wife and stuff like that. I felt like that stuff was like this like '90s comedian kind of shit, like take my wife, please, kind of Rodney Dangerfield, like like insult comic kind of stuff.
I think he really means take my wife, please.
Yeah,
Somebody.
yeah. No, I see that now. So, did you
Yeah,
get a
I
haircut,
did,
Jeff?
yeah, a few days ago.
I also shaved, by the way. I don't know if anyone noticed that.
No, I didn't
I
notice
shaved as well. Yeah, I had a big bushy beard. Just
Wicked
shaved
sharp.
for yesterday. Yeah. All right, guys. See you on Discord.
All right, we're headed to the Discord. We'll be here tomorrow, same time, etc. And thank you, Auntie. It's my usual monthly chop. All right, take care and see you in church.